Hey everybody in the Grow Business Network, John C. here with Carl this week. Unfortunately, we weren't able to meet together in our weekly meetings because of the rules and the regulations that are going on.
That's what they say.
So they want us to have this distancing thing going on. So we'll do that, and we'll try to abide by that as best as possible.
But we're like the Marines, John. We adapt and overcome, right?
We're going to adapt and overcome, and that's what we're doing here today. So we want to adapt and overcome.
Yep.
We want to help everybody who has committed to the network,
Yep.
all these members. We have over 100 members now. So we want to adapt and overcome, but also not leave you hanging during this time. And what do I mean by that? I want us to be able to help one another even though physically we're not together. And I want us to be able to share business, referrals, encouragement, education, which we'll cover here today. And we want to go over all of that and not miss out on the opportunity that we have ahead of us. Because Carl and I were talking earlier, we have an amazing opportunity ahead of us. And we're going to talk a little bit about the people who are going to win. Tell them just a little idea of who's going to win during this time of uncertainty. What type of businesses, what type of attitude.
It's those with a plan. It's real simple.
Yeah.
You've got to have a plan and you've got to execute on that plan.
Yeah.
You cannot go from day to day and wing it.
No.
The guys that go from day to day and wing it, John, they're going to be the casualties.
They're going to have issues.
Yeah.
So what I thought...
No, they're not going to have issues. They're going to be casualties, John.
They're dead.
They're done.
Which makes more room for those who plan
Sure.
and get ready for the week. So one thing I want to go over with everybody today is what we would typically do, kind of like a topic. And I heard a saying this morning in one of my real estate meetings from Gary Keller. And he said, not only is this virus contagious, but so is fear. And what Carl and I want to help our team with this week is help you overcome any fear that's out there, but also stay away from some of those fear things that you'll hear, whether it's the news, media, social media, whatever it may be. We want to help you overcome that fear. Any thoughts on helping people stay away from fear?
Well, the first thing we've got to do is we need to make an informed decision. Okay? We've got to stay away from knee-jerk decisions because here's what we know. They don't know.
Right.
Right? And even if you've been following the media hour by hour, minute by minute, the story changes hour by hour, minute by minute.
Yes.
But we know there are certain key factors that have got to take place.
Yes.
First of all, we've got to reassure and look after our clients.
Yes.
Right? But to do that, we need to reassure and look after each other first.
Right.
Because if we're no good, we can't help them, right?
No.
So that's the first thing we've got to do. We've got to get that message out that, look, we're okay, we're in control, we're stable. This is a huge inconvenience.
Yes.
We know it's an inconvenience for you because it's a huge inconvenience for us, but we don't matter.
Right.
Mrs. Customer,
That's right.
you're the
They're
people that
ones.
matter.
That's
Absolutely.
right. So I think that's a great action step. First and foremost, for all of us on the network, reach out to all of your clients and let them know that you're still here. Your doors may not be open, but your phones ring and you can get those from no matter where you are. But you're here to service and take care of them because they're number one. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I think we need to be, and this is what you're saying, be proactive with that.
Totally.
Right away, email, call, text, whatever you typically do, get in touch with all of your clients. It may even be social media posts like this, and make sure that they know that you're in charge. You're there to help them. You're watching over them. You didn't disappear. You didn't go into a bunker.
And it's not even current clients, John. It's previous clients and prospects. We're still here. We're still rolling. We're okay. We've got you covered.
Not just
That's
that.
the message.
Think about that message if their current vendor is not doing that. You're going to pick up clients during this time that their company hasn't reached out to them and they don't know what's going on. They don't know if they call their air conditioning company, if they're going to be there that day. So in your business, reach out to all of your clients and that will trickle down to clients that aren't even yours at the moment and you'll pick up those easily.
Set up a 1-800 coronavirus hotline for your business.
Great idea. They can call in, ask questions about it.
Yep.
Very smart. So I want to jump into a couple steps here of how, as a network, we're going to help one another because we're not together this week. So I want us to talk about a couple practical steps that you can do this week to help one another with that. The first one's this. Take purposeful time today to search on social media for people needing services or recommendations. We talk about this at our meetings all the time, and that is the fact that, hey, who are you able to help this week? And a lot of times, we are able to help one another by recommending somebody on Facebook. We're also going to create a short video on how to do this to make sure that your business shows up on Facebook. Because sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes I'll type in somebody's business and it's not coming up on Facebook. It would come up black or linked to this location and it's not even there. So how will a client be able to click that to go right to their page? So we're going to create a video tutorial for you guys on how to do that. That'll come either as part of this video or in a separate link, so you know how to do that. Because I think right now, a lot of us are going to find ourselves with time. We have downtime. I'm not going to March Madness this year because it's not going. So I've got time. I was going to go with Johnny and take some other families and go watch a basketball game in Tampa.
Yeah.
I've got probably an extra 80 hours of free time over the next month because I'm not watching basketball.
Good for you.
We all have free time that's going to just come.
Yep.
Because of sports or events we couldn't go to, concerts we can't go to.
Yep.
You're not going to be driving to this meeting this week.
Right.
So you have time.
Right.
So we have to use that time wisely. So that's the number one thing.
But let's talk about social media for a little bit. And by a mile, it's not my area of expertise. There are far better people placed within the group to talk to you about it than me.
Yes.
But here's what I do know. Don't go out there selling. Don't
No.
go sell.
No.
I want you to tell, and I want you to help.
Yes.
I want you to become a sphere of influence and a resource for people to go to.
Yes.
So even if they don't use you, they think, oh, I know, I'll go to Dr. Cool. I've got a problem with my air conditioning.
That's right.
They might have a service contract with somebody else, but because Dr. Cool has been out there helping people and telling people and communicating with people, he will become a go-to resource.
Yes.
And that there is no better than being a go-to resource. It's like taking money to the bank, because if they've come to you once, they'll come to you again.
Yes. And so I don't know about you guys, but I've watched my habits over the last 72 hours, and I've been on social media more than before. Just searching, watching, whether it's news or whether it's just to see what's going on because I'm bored because I'm not watching sports, I'm on social media more. So what I told somebody earlier today, one of the agents in the office, I said, hey, why aren't you on social media more? Why aren't you posting that you just went to the beach to get away from the crowds? Because people want to see the beaches around here. Why aren't you posting that you just helped a client or posting some fun activity you did? Because people are going to be on there more than they used to be. So you should be posting more than you were previously as well too. So let's jump into the number 2 thing that I want you to help out with this week. I want you to work on writing a review for somebody on your team. There's plenty of people on your team that I'm sure you have yet to write a 5-star review on Google or a Facebook positive comment or recommendation. So do that this week. You're going to have some downtime. Take the time to do that. That's going to help out everybody. What do you think about that?
Agreed. You can give me one.
Give Carl one if you want to. There you go. Number 3, team up with other businesses, owners in the network. And how do you do that when you're not maybe face-to-face? And I'll let Carl speak to a little bit of this. But I want you to team up with other people in the network to help grow each other's businesses. Speak to that a little bit.
Remember, guys, we knew this was coming. We didn't know it was coming this quickly. And if you remember when we all got together recently, I spoke to you about JVing. Remember the opportunities to elevate your business in the next 90 days? And I think it was number 5, if I recall. I talked about linking up with other business owners that you can start to bundle products, goods and services with that will help your clients. And remember, airlines do this all the time. Credit card companies do it all the time. They have these clubs. Remember I talked to you about having your VIP club or your coronavirus club or your premium VIP club. What you need to do, and what the members need to do, John, is they need to reach out to other members that share a similar client avatar, okay? And say to them, we will promote your business if you help promote our business, okay? And it's not about giving away your customer database. It's not about they're paying for all of your advertising and marketing, but maybe you can find you could sell a house. Maybe we've got a title company within the group that you can work with. Now, as a gift to your home buyer, because they've been a bit nervous, right, because of all this going on. Well, my gift to you, or John's gift to the clients, as it were, is, we'll get Gigi Clean, who's going to completely clean your house from top to bottom. That's my gift to you. And everybody's helping everybody else.
Everybody's winning.
Everybody's winning.
And it's kind of what we're doing right now, right? So that's what I'm doing with you, and you volunteered to come help me today.
Because who wants to hang out with him, right?
Who wants to hang out with this crazy guy? And so when I
because I've got nothing else to do, right?
Yeah, we're busy. So that's part of what we're doing. I'm helping Tima, and you're helping Grow Business Network, and that works well for both sides because I'm going to be in front of people that I wouldn't normally be in front of because you're going to post it on social media and link your account, and you're going to be in front of my people.
Absolutely.
And that's a win for both of us.
Totally.
Nobody's greedy. Nobody's asking for just one thing.
Totally.
Everybody's willing to give back.
Totally. And have you noticed we haven't sold at all?
Yeah, we're not selling.
We've helped, and
That's what we're here for.
that's the key.
Yeah.
It's tell, not sell.
Yeah. Good point. Let's jump on to number 3. Number 3, team up with another business owner. Oh, that's what
You just did that one, John.
We did that one. Number 4, we're moving right through. We're going right through. It's for the aftertakes. Number 4, I think I hinted at this under number 1, but post more than usual. I don't care if you're on Facebook or if you're Google using that for your post, or if you're on LinkedIn, or it doesn't really matter. But be more present and post more often than what you were before. That's just important. That's what we're doing today. We're going to use this.
And don't be frightened to put some fun posts in there. I mean, I saw a really great one yesterday. It was a spoof of a guy going into a coffee shop, and he was paying by sheets of toilet paper.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was just funny. Yeah,
toilet paper is our new currency.
Our new currency, right?
You have any I can borrow, by the way? I'm
sure.
almost out.
No, I can sell you a few sheets.
You have a few sheets, not rolls. We sell them in sheets. It's the new Bitcoin.
Yeah, right.
Toilet paper.
There you go. So just bantering that around a bit now, we've got something going.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be the most creative people in the world. You don't have to be the world's #1 advertising and marketing agency. Yeah. But if you all get together and you can do it via exactly as we're doing it now, electronically, you can just knock some stuff around and you will come up with something.
Yeah.
But remember, when you do post, content is king, but context is queen. All right.
What do you mean by that?
Right. So rather than just say, do this, tell them why and why it matters, and even better if you can give them an example. Now, obviously, we don't want you sharing horror stories of some of your clients, but you can say, we had a client, this happened, they did this, the net result was that. But if they'd have only done this, they could have avoided that.
Yeah.
Okay? So the content is always king. But context, why is it you're saying what you're saying? Put it into some kind of context, and it will always help.
Yeah.
And just remember, nice one-liners, two-liners. We don't need war and peace. Just.
I was talking with Jose earlier today. Jose's on one of our teams, and he does cleaning as well too.
Right.
And I told Jose, I asked him, I said, do you have a Corona cleaning package that you're doing right now? Why not? And he said, no, not yet. You know why? He doesn't want his phone to ring off the hook like crazy.
Right. Yes, he does. Yes,
So,
Jose. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do, Jose.
Yes, you do. Do it now.
So you have to have the context correct.
Yes.
Which you can tag in with those fun things. Even though this is a serious health situation, we can still have fun with it because there's no problem with that.
Totally.
But then the context is queen. We want to make sure that we're posting it in the right place. We're having the right people a part of it.
Yeah.
That's what you mean by context. And then also stories that are relevant to what
Correct.
that is.
Yeah.
Okay,
because people need to understand the why. You know, because they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
It's your business. It's your expertise. To you, it's a natural.
Yeah.
You know, you understand this stuff.
But not everybody
But
else.
they don't know that.
The other 99% have no clue.
Absolutely they don't.
So, Carl, the next part of what we want to talk about, now that we're done with the 4 tips here on how to help people not be fearful but courageous, I want to talk about how do business owners and employees work from home. So let's say, for instance, we have a business owner and they have 5 employees or 15 employees. How do they work from home and help their employees still stay in that little boat, right? How do they help them? Speak to that.
Well, it needs to be broken down into two areas, John.
Okay.
First of all, let's talk about the employer, the business owner. You can't just say to your team, okay, tomorrow morning you're working from home. What does that mean? You need to sit down now and you need to think that all the way through. What does that mean? What are your expectations from your team members now they're working at a remote location? You need to be able to clearly articulate that. It's no good. You can't just say, well, go home and do what you normally do and do it at home. It won't work like that.
Clear guidance.
Total, crystal clear,
Expectations.
clear guidance.
Okay.
Right? And even write it down if you have to. Next thing you need to do is you need to look at the resources that they are going to need to do their job at home. It's no good you assuming that they've all got Wi-Fi and that they've all got access to the internet and they've all got a state-of-the-art computer or a laptop or an iPad or the latest phone just because you've got it. You need to decide, what do they need? And maybe if they haven't got it, maybe we've got to go get it.
Yeah, get on the resources.
Absolutely. Then thirdly, we need to decide what software, what tools, other than the hardware, right? What tools are we going to need?
Yeah.
You're going to need somewhere where you can share documents. There's no better place than Dropbox.
Dropbox is great, yeah.
Okay. You're then going to need to video conference because you have meetings with your people, right? Well, that shouldn't stop.
No.
It's just taking an electronic format rather than a one-to-one format, right?
Yeah.
Because we're having a meeting now,
Yep.
right? So Zoom is brilliant for that. I highly recommend Zoom. And everything I say here, there are millions of options out there for you. I'm just giving you the benefit of my experience. Zoom is great because you can share documents on screen with a whole bunch of people. You can have 50, 60 people on this call if you want.
You can make text and type and ask questions.
Absolutely,
You want.
And you can actually record the entire thing,
Nice.
which you can
Use later.
use
For training.
later. Absolutely,
whatever.
yeah. And then you need some internal type of communication system, and Slack is absolutely brilliant for that. So you can share messages with each other, and it's live.
Yeah.
You know, so you can go on. It's almost like when you do somebody a Facebook message.
Yes.
But this is private, it's an internal. And you can also create teams within teams. So you can have your John C. Realtor is the main account for Slack, but inside that you can have your sub teams, the marketing department, the sales department, the closing department. So everybody doesn't get bombarded with everything.
Yeah.
And then you need to set the expectations what you are looking for. So if you normally have a meeting at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, you should maintain your meeting at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning.
That's true, yeah.
Everything should run normally. The only thing that should change is the way that message and the format that meeting takes place in. Okay? So now I want to take a little bit of time and talk to any team members, i.e. employees, that are watching this video.
Yeah, what are they going to do different? What's their life going to look like?
Your life is going to change completely. There is a discipline to working from home, okay? Because it's just so easy when the dog or the cat comes up and,
to pet it instead of work.
pet it, yeah. Or worse, I'm going to take it out for a work. I'm going to take it out for a walk. A walk even.
A walk. Yeah, for a walk, not for work.
I'm breaking these teeth in for a dog, right?
Good.
You're right. You know, the washing, because we had all the people around the weekend. I'll just stop and go downstairs and throw some stuff into the washer. No. Treat your home office, and if you can find a space that you can dedicate, a room is fantastic. So you know that spare room that you've got at home that only ever gets used when Granny comes and Auntie Edie comes, right? Let's turn that into your office.
Yes.
As much light as you can get, bright, airy. Set it up like your office you would at work. If you can mirror your work office, that's perfect. But use the same disciplines. You know, if you have a coffee break at 11 o'clock of a morning for 15 minutes,
keep it.
Take your coffee break.
Do it.
But it's still only 15 minutes.
That's right, not 50.
Not 50 minutes, no.
So you made a post the other day on Facebook about working from home that I think a lot of that will come inside with what you're saying here. And so what I'll try to do is make a post or a tag on here so that people can click to that work from home and what makes a good work from home. Anything else for the employee or the team member that you can think of for a home office? What my wife did for us, which was great, it was hard for me to work from home because of 3 kids, a dog, a cat, the dishes needed unloaded, all those things. So she did what you said. She took and made a desk up in our bedroom in like a bay window. Simple desk. Not a ton of stuff, just a desk, a chair, a door I can close, and a lot of natural light. And it's a great environment to keep working.
And you've just made a great point there, John. So make a rule. If the door is closed, I'm working.
Yeah.
Do not disturb.
Because
if the door is open, sure you can.
Because a lot of right now too, I mean, you and Cheryl don't have kids in the house anymore, but schools.
Well, I've got Cheryl, right?
You got Cheryl, but a lot of schools are out.
Yeah.
They're out for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
College is a month.
Yeah.
So you have all these kids now that are going to be at the house as well too. So create that space where you have your privacy. Great idea about shutting the door, maybe a sign on it when it's closed. Dad's working, mom's working.
And sit down with the kids. Sit down with your other half and explain, I might be at home, so that's not an excuse for all the honeydew jobs that I've got to get done, right? That's just as bad as going downstairs and taking the dog for an extra walk or doing the laundry or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, I am working. The show still goes on.
Yeah.
And you need to sit down with the kids, with the family, and explain that.
Yeah.
And they get it.
They get it.
They get it.
They get it. They see the news, they listen, they know what's going
Right.
on. Good. So, Carl, before we finish up today, how is all of this going to affect the economy here in Southwest Florida? What's that going to look like for us as business owners going forward?
Right. Well, John, there are times that I wished I could say I have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but here's what I do know. The problem, John, is not the now. Forget we are where we are. It is what it is. We need to get this behind us as quickly as possible. So if we need to suffer a little bit of pain for the next week, 10 days, I personally don't think it's going to be a couple of months. I think it is going to be a month at the absolute outside. But here's the important thing. China supplies 30% of the world's entire manufactured goods. So the phone, the camera that's recording this now, almost certainly came out of China.
Right.
I will guarantee that the chips that are inside it or some component of it, the lights that are surrounding us here, I'll guarantee that parts, if not all of it, came from China. So what I want you to do, Grow Network members, is I want you to look internally and say to yourself, what products and goods do we use? You might not even necessarily sell them, but they're things that help us do our job in our equipment. Are we going to need more, or are we going to need any more goods for our shelves? And say to yourself, does what percentage of that comes from China, either directly or indirectly? Now you might say, well, Carl, I'm not big enough to order container loads from China, but your distributor does, your wholesaler does, and in 3 months from now, here's my next prediction. Are you ready? In 3 months from now, we are going to have a huge shortage. And Christmas is a perfect example. Toys, there aren't going to be any. There is no Santa this year.
So beyond toilet paper.
But that's actually a perfect example, right? So you need to take a look at what your requirements are for the next 3 to 6 months. And if you can, especially the toilet paper, a necessity, right? I know we're joking a little bit here, but I'm being, so what's your toilet paper? What's your necessity? Okay, and maybe you say to your wholesaler or your distributor, look, I know I have a standing order for this, or I order this much. I want to, if you can, double that order. Okay, because here's what's going to happen, as I said a few minutes ago. In 3 to 6 months' time, there will be a shortage. And here's why I know there's going to be a shortage. If China are telling us that whatever the number they're giving us, and I can't remember what it is, that have been affected and how many factories have closed in China, you can triple that. You can triple it. Right? So the knock-on effect will be huge. Now, I don't want to scaremonger here. I want you to make an informed, rational, calm decision. But the fact is, in 3 to 6 months' time as well, when everything is back online, prices are also going to go up.
Yeah, because businesses also have to think about their cash, right?
Of course
come
they
in,
do.
so they may need to.
Of
I
course
just
they
saw
do.
this morning the government's going to allow for these lower business loans as well too, which may be
Well,
helpful.
that's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
And
See if
that brings
comes.
us back to the right at the beginning of our conversation today, John, is things are changing by the minute. But yes, something's got to happen. Uncle Sam is going to have to help small business. And whatever your political views are, the fact is we do have a president that is very business friendly.
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not getting into whether good, bad or indifferent, but he is very business friendly.
Yeah.
So I am expecting
help.
I am expecting help and assistance.
Guidance, or relief.
Absolutely.
Whatever it might be.
And I think it will come up with all of those. I do believe that.
Yeah.
But I want you to be prepared. If you go and take a look at it, and the next time we meet, guys, you stop me and say, I did all that, Carl, and I was fine. I'm really glad for you, I'm happy. But what I don't want you to do is ignore it, and then 3 months from now go, we're going to run out of whatever it is. And not only now is there another 3 month wait list for delivery, but also now it's gone up twice the price. So look at your supply chain. And again, there's another graphic on Third Eye's Facebook page that you can share if you want, that gives people a step-by-step evaluation of what they need to do to look at their supply chain. Happy to share that with anybody that wants it.
So as the next part of our time today, as we wrap up our meeting, I want you to think about something, and that's this. In your life, has someone helped you in a time when you really needed help? Maybe it's been recently, maybe it was 5 years ago, maybe it was 10 years ago. But you can think of someone in your life that has given you a hand when you needed it. It may have just been encouragement. It may have been a financial gift. It may have been sitting beside you in your hospital bed or encouraging when your mom or dad was not doing well with health. We all have somebody who's helped us. So as Grow Business Network members, I want you to take what was given to you and I want you to share that with someone else. It'd be great if it was somebody on the team, but it may be somebody in your church. It may be someone that you're in a different group with. I want you to look and be aware of those opportunities so that when you're online or when you hear of somebody's businesses that's really struggling, you can think, you know what, how can I help them with where they are right now? It may not be a lead, it may not be a referral, it may be a connection. It may just be, hey, you know what, I think you should talk to so-and-so because they went through something like you did. And I think just talking to them would be so helpful during this time. So I want you to think about somebody who's helped you in life, and then I want you over the next week to think about somebody on the team or just around you that you're going to be able to help. Because quite honestly, Carl, this isn't going to affect everybody the same.
No, it's not.
This may affect cleaning companies, air conditioning companies where their business just shuts down for the next month. But other businesses, they may skyrocket in business. The cleaning businesses may take off like crazy because everybody wants to have their house cleaned.
Yeah.
If that's the case for you and you see your business take that huge spike and the phone's ringing like crazy, help the other businesses in some way. It may be to bring one of their employees on for the next week to give them business so that they can buy their groceries. Who knows what it is? Think outside the box. Help one another because you've been helped. Anything to say on that?
Yeah, I think great advice, John. What I would say to you is don't be the person that says they're going to do something. Be the person that does something.
Yeah, good advice. So the last thing for today is I want to make sure that we help each other with referrals and connections. Maybe you had a one-on-one with somebody this week or posted something on social media. I've noticed over the last year we have really upped our game with helping people in the network. So what I want to do, I don't want to miss this segment of our weekly meeting. So here's how we're going to do this. In whatever form you're watching this, whether it's Facebook or if you're on YouTube, whatever form you're watching this, I want you to take 30 seconds, or maybe it takes you 3 minutes because you've given so much business. I want you to think about all the referrals, connections, one-on-ones that you've had in the last week. Maybe you had some closed business, and I want you to type that below. I want you to put who you were able to help, who you were able to connect, put all that information on here. That's going to just be amazing to see how we were able to help each other in the last week. And also the week going forward, make sure you keep track of who you're able to help, because when we do our next video, we're not sure how that format's going to be. It may be live like Carl recommended with Zoom. It may be this recorded format as well too that we run live on Facebook. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I want us to always make sure that at our core, we're here to help one another and that we're able to show that whether it's on social media or with a text or a phone call. We're always wanting to help one another in business. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need me for anything. I'm always here for you guys. I look forward to what this is going to look like over the next couple weeks. I'm excited about it because there's a lot of opportunity. You just got to find it. John C., everybody have a great week. Did you want me to say something there, Carl?
It's all right.
You pointed to yourself.
Yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You could have said, and Carl or Carl.
Yes. Don't